Hi there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as I like to greet, because I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this video, depending on the country or the part of the world you're watching from. So I would like to just say one from Nigeria. My name is Sylvester, also known as the digital librarian, and I'm glad to be the host of tonight's edition of the Librarian Spotlight Africa, October edition specifically. And before I go right into the program, as usual, I would like to recognize those who are watching right now. Let's say hi to each other. I've just introduced myself, and I'm streaming from Nigeria. So please tell us your name and you are watching from. Currently, I see on the screen, and we're going to spotlight you. We're going to recognize you, so everyone knows, those of us who are here. Dr. Adetun Oyelude is watching from Okitipupa in Nigeria. Good evening, Dr. Oyelude, and we're glad that you are here today. Thank you for joining. Let's see who else is here. Oh my goodness, I see another mentor. I see Dr. Victoria Okoje. She says, "Hi, everyone. This is Victoria Okoje from Nigeria. We are happy to have you. Thank you for joining, Doc." Where's everybody? Type in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from. Tell us your name and where you're watching from. And what you can do right now is share this video. This video is streaming right now on Facebook, it's streaming on LinkedIn, it's also streaming on YouTube. I'm not sure where you are watching from, but whatever platform you are watching from, please share this link with others and tell them that tonight is a special night. This is Librarian Spotlight Africa, and I'm happy to see Victoria Edozier. Victoria Dozier is my co-host. Fortunately, she's unable to join us right now, and she's responsible for all the content creation at Librarian Spotlight. Thank you, Victoria, for being here. I see Richard Seglo from Benin, and there is Linda also. There's Agnes. Agnes says this is the family from Dr. Monica from Germany. That's so okay. I have good news for everybody. Um, all right, before I break the good news, let me just complete this. This is the Librarian Spotlight Africa, and on today's edition, I do not need to ask us to guess who our guest is today. If I ask us to guess, I know you definitely get it right because some of us have anticipated for this day. So our guest is Dr. Monica Mensa Danquah, and she's a librarian. She's a lecturer. She's a leader. She's many things all in one, and she's our librarian of the month. But I want to let you know that she's backstage right now and ready to engage with us. If you are ready. So, but before I invite her, I would like to introduce the Librarian Spotlight Africa program to you. It's actually a leading initiative that's bettered by yours truly. And the initiative is dedicated to recognizing and celebrating the exemplary work of librarians across the country. Our focus is to amplify the impact of outstanding librarians. So, by amplifying these librarians, we are hoping that we would inspire productivity across boards, across all sectors in Africa. So, this is what the program is all about. We do this every month, and today we are so happy to have Dr. Danquah. And in the outline of our program, after this opening formalities, we will introduce the Librarian of the Month through a short documentary, and then we would invite her for an interview. Ladies and gentlemen, may I also inform you, today's edition is a very special edition. And in all our editions, there's always a surprise guest. So I want Dr. Danquah to know that there's a surprise guest here right now that will declare Dr. Danquah as librarian of the month. Now, having said that, before I bring Dr. Danquah, I want you to know that before this program ends, we are going to be distributing a link. You will be required to please fill the form. It helps to evaluate the work that we do in the Librarian Spotlight. Librarian Spotlight started in the year 2024. As you can see, the faces on the screen from South Africa, Uganda, different African countries, we cited them, and they have been unique stories. Okay, so and we can't wait to give our reports for this year. So we see the librarians who made the year 2025 wonderful. So please do well to fill that form once we share it with you. The form will help us collect relevant information that will enable us evaluate the effectiveness of this program and its influence on the perception and professional development, as well as advocacy for libraries in Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go into the questions. And before I go into the questions, I will just ask time those who are here. I see Fotola Madalitza says they are joining from Malawi. That's beautiful. And I'm also seeing another wonderful person. Mary Ann says, I'm watching from Ghana. Mary Ann says, I'm watching from Ghana. Thank you for joining us, Mary Ann. Thank you so much. And I'm going to check one more time to see if there's any other person. Then we have Tyson Wanyama. Tyson Wanyama says he is joining from Kenya, which is the eastern part of Africa. Thank you for joining us, Tyson. And we have Magaji. Magaji is joining from Nigeria. Magaji is one of our members, and Ramatsu, one of our team members. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So, without further ado, I would like to invite our honoree for today, the person, Dr. Monica. Dr. Monica, could you please turn on your video? Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Monica. Can you hear me?
Hello. I can hear you perfectly, Sylvester. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Sylvester. I can hear you. I
Give me
don't
a
know if you
moment.
can hear me.
Is it just me? I can't hear you yet.
Okay, I can hear you.
Delay from my end. Sorry. Dr. Monica, can you hear me loud and clear? Just confirm that for me, please.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay, okay. That's perfect then. Pardon me. There was a delay from my end. Pardon me.
That's
So,
okay. That's okay.
how are you today and how is Ghana?
I'm fine. I'm fine today. I'm very good and happy. That's what I should say. I'm happy and honored to be here. Ghana is
Uh,
fine. The weather is sunny. It's evening in Ghana. It's exactly 6 p.m. Yeah.
uh, wow, thank you so much. You look really great, stunning, lovely tonight, and I'm happy to meet with you
Thank
here.
you.
The first time I met with you was on AfLIA platform, and you did a great job moderating that event. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So, Dr. Danquah, a lot of persons will hear from you tonight, but we are going to help them with an introduction that helps to give them a clue of who you are. So, if this is fine with you, pardon me, to play a short documentary that introduces um,
Oh, okay.
Hello, Doc. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you now. Yes. Thank you.
Apologies.
That's
These are
okay. That's okay. Technology.
some of the
Yeah.
some of the challenges we do not anticipate, and they just happen. But because of time, I will go straight to introduce Dr. Monica.
This October, the Librarian Spotlight Africa shines proudly on a distinguished advocate for scholarly communication and digital literacy in Ghana and beyond Africa. She is our Librarian of the Month, Dr. Monica Mensah Danquah. With over a decade of experience in academia and library practice, Dr. Monica Mensah Danquah stands out as one of Africa's most respected voices in library and information science. She is a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana, holding a PhD in information science from the University of South Africa, as well as MPhil and MA degrees in information studies and archival studies from the University of Ghana. Her teaching and mentorship cover courses such as information and reference sources, research methodology, information literacy, and information management. Her research explores open access, scholarly communication, social justice, digital innovations in librarianship, and the role of libraries in achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063. She has authored over 40 peer-reviewed publications, book chapters, and conference papers in reputable journals. Beyond academia, Dr. Danquah's influence extends across the continent, leading regional advocacy for inclusive library and information science development and digital transformation, as well as working with African educators to reform secular and integrate emerging technology. Her service also spans consultancy and training with organizations such as the Bank of Ghana and the International Center for Migration Policy Development. As an editor, reviewer, and mentor, she contributes to prestigious journals including Information Development, Open Information Science, and the Journal of Academic Librarianship, inspiring a new generation of library and information science professionals, particularly young women across Africa. Her ongoing project leverage libraries for digital literacy, health information access, and climate change communication, all while promoting equity, sustainability, and African-led knowledge production. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in celebrating the editor-in-chief of the Ghana Library Journal, the current chair of IFLA Sub-Saharan Africa, the vice chair of AfLIA's Library Education and Training Section, and the librarian of the month for October 2025, whose work amplifies the power of libraries in education, research, and social development. Dr. Monica Mensah Danquah.
Okay, we're back.
Dr. Monica, please confirm if you hear.
I can hear you, Sylvester. I'm still here.
I would hide myself, but I wouldn't do that because
Don't worry, don't worry. It's technology,
yeah,
These are some of the
yeah, the
issues.
technology,
It's okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We face so much here in Africa. There's nothing you don't do to get stable
Yeah.
internet,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sometimes you don't know how to
Yeah.
solve
These
it.
are local realities. Yeah. So it's fine. Mm.
Yeah. So, but what I thank God for is I thank God we were able to play that documentary, and I think a lot of persons have been able to meet Dr. Monica. So, Dr. Monica, your journey is one that that is relatable. From being a senior lecturer at the university, and currently you're now the chair of IFLA Sub-Saharan Africa. And I would like if you could share with us, could you take us through other details about your journey that that documentary perhaps did not feature?
Mm.
Like, for instance, what first drew your attention into librarianship and then academic? Please share with us,
Mm.
please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sylvester. And I must say, thank you very much to your team for this truly innovative initiative to spotlight and honor librarians. And I must say, when I first received the call that was informing me that I had been selected as the Librarian of the Month for October 2025, I was completely surprised. I was as well shocked. I was humbled and deeply honored all at the same time. My sincere appreciation goes to all colleagues and librarians also globally who felt I was deserving, very deserving of this recognition and nominated me. And I want to say a good evening from here to all who have joined us today. Sylvester, to your question about my journey. So your question are in twofold: my journey towards librarianship and my journey in academia. So let me start by briefly saying that from student to lectureship and now chair of the IFLA Sub-Saharan African Regional Division, Sylvester, I must be honest with you, it hasn't been a rosy journey. It has been a journey full of challenges. It has been a journey full of inspiration and resilience. I began my academic journey at the University of Ghana in 2005. I completed my first degree in 2009. And then I proceeded to pursue a Master of Arts in Archival Studies in 2011. And then in 2013, I proceeded with an MPhil. And then in 2016, I proceeded with a PhD from the University of South Africa, as you have mentioned. And Sylvester, you know something, through all this education, I was also working. Okay, so I was a teaching assistant at a point through my educational journey. I worked as a records officer in a bank as well. And then I became an assistant librarian in the BAM library, where I headed the cataloging department and the e-resources department. Then quickly, I moved to the department 1 year after my PhD as a lecturer. And this path I have just walked you through, Sylvester, as I indicated, was not smooth. It was not rosy. It was demanding. But interestingly, when I was when I was a young girl, on your question about how I became a librarian, I think I didn't really imagine librarian as a career I wanted to be in. You know, like every child, I dreamed of becoming a lawyer. And because I was very
Wow.
vocal, my mother, who is watching me right now, Madam Ekiejewa, would call me her lawyer and all that. But you see, one thing that I know is that I never saw a librarian's attire when I was in school as well. You know, I don't know about Nigeria and other African countries, but in Ghana, we have a tradition in our schools, in our junior high schools and our primary schools, where children go to school and we say career day and you are supposed to wear the attire. It was doctors, lawyers, pilots. I didn't see any attire for a librarian, you know. Yet, Sylvester, I think that life has a beautiful way of revealing our true calling. And for me, looking back to my life and
Yeah.
what I have become, I think librarian is my calling. I am a librarian by calling. So I believe strongly that
Wow.
my
Wow.
journey into librarianship was not accidental at all. It was truly a calling, one that is rooted, I think, in love for knowledge because I love to actually inspire people. Okay. So when I was growing up and with where I grew up or where I lived, I wanted a safe space and I saw libraries as safe places. So I was always in the library at one point in time to read. And I think that that early exposure cultivated in me what I would say a belief that knowledge actually transforms lives. And so my mission became very clear
Beautiful.
to ensure that young people, especially young girls and emerging scholars, actually have access to information and opportunities and spaces that they would love to dream. So, Sylvester,
Amazing.
I would say
Amazing.
yes, my professional life is a weaving together of librarianship, teaching, leadership, and advocacy. And I am grateful for every step of that journey. Thank you.
Wow, wow, amazing. That's really beautiful, especially where you talked about librarianship to you coming as a calling, and that's something perhaps you said that resonates really deeply with me because that's how I see my role as a librarian, and I keep seeing it every day like a calling. And thank you for sharing with us your story, and I mean, especially how you got to where you are right now. But there are some set of librarians who struggle with balancing um, the different parts of this job. Um, a librarian, by being a librarian, I mean, and then teaching, because you are among those who educate. So, how do you balance research? And then you are one of the most reputable journals over managed to navigate all these intersecting roles very actively over the years so that we can learn from you.
Okay, Sylvester, thank you very much for this question. This is actually one question that I get asked quite often, almost every day. In my university, professors are asking me, Monica, how are you able to do this? And people wonder how I'm able to balance it all: practice, teaching, research, leadership, family life. Because, yes, Sylvester, I am also a wife. eh, and I am a mother to three lovely children, whom I will acknowledge maybe at the end of the program. But you see, my answer has always been and will remain the same. It lies in, Sylvester, what I term as the 4 Ps. It is not the 4 Ps that we learn in marketing. It is the 4 Ps that I have invented myself. And this 4 P, which is my version, simply means number one is prayers, praying to God. The second P is planning. The third P is passion. And the fourth P, Sylvester, is persistence. So these are my 4 Ps. Now, let me just explain them briefly. Now, these 4 elements are what I will call the pillars that has kept me grounded. Now, prayers gives me strength, Sylvester, and direction because I'm a Christian. And anytime I want to take any decision, I need to pray about it. So that's my first P. Then anything I do, I plan because planning helps me to stay organized. If you ask anybody who knows Monica, they will tell you I plan even my 1 minute. I plan my day, I plan my week, I plan my month, I plan my year. So I know
Amazing.
exactly what I want to do in a day. So planning is very important to any young librarian listening to
Exactly.
me. Our job as mothers, our jobs as librarians, our jobs as teachers, and any other thing that we do, if we plan very effectively, we realize that 24 hours is actually more than what it takes. And then the third P is passion.
Mhm.
The word passion. For me, passion is a kind of fuel. It fuels my commitment to librarianship and teaching. If you have the
Okay.
passion to
Yeah.
do something, Sylvester, you do not wish to be paid for that thing. But the passion that you have for it makes you do it well. And at the end of the day, as you do it well, it bounces back and you get the reward. And then the last one is
Yeah.
persistence. Okay, you have to be persistent because sometimes
Yeah.
life gets tough. You need to tell yourself, I can do this. Okay, so these are my four
Yes.
P's. But Sylvester, beyond these four P's, I also have other things that have also helped me to merge all these things together. If successfully, I think that you would tell me. But one of them is collaboration. Collaboration
Wow.
is key.
Yeah.
Networking and collaboration is key. One thing that I've always said on many platforms is that you can be the best player, you can be the best footballer, but you would need somebody to recognize you, to put you on that pitch to play. Because if you play in your bedroom, nobody sees you.
True.
But for us to see the skills that you have, you will
No.
need to play on the field. And to play on the field, you need networking, you need mentorship, you need
Yes.
somebody to hold your hand. You need somebody to direct you to what you can do. For me, I am glad because I had a very wonderful and good mentor, a cheerleader, Professor Perpetua Sechiwadazi. It is very good to have a mentor. I have a lot of mentors. Sorry, I didn't mention all of them, but I'm just mentioning a mentor
Yes.
that has mentored me throughout. I have a lot of them. I have the Dr. Victoria
Yeah.
Okojis. I have the Professor Lemines. I have a lot of them. You see, so you need to get a mentor. And then
Yeah.
finally, one thing that has kept me also through all this is continuous learning, Sylvester. No matter what, you need to
Yes, ma'am.
continue to learn. Because in our job as librarians, I feel that librarianship is evolving every day. So each of these practices helps me to stay current. It helps me to stay connected and inspired. So yes, it is not easy, Sylvester. If I tell you it is easy, I'll be lying to you. There have been long nights. Sometimes there
Yeah.
have been sacrifices that I have to make. But I believe that if you are disciplined, if you have balance, and above all, the grace of
Yeah.
God, you'll be able to do anything at all that you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really love how you summed it up in the four P's, and then how you came to cap it up with collaboration. And thank you so much for sharing those wonderful tips. And I know a lot of people are drawing lessons. I see that in the comment section. And but very quickly, we're going to go in your life as a lecturer. We're going to dissect a lot of things tonight. We want to really learn so much from you. So proud of me to ask a question about your role as lecturer, because you talked about the evolving role of librarians. Now, as a lecturer, how do you see LIS education that you've been doing for so many years? How do you see it evolving to meet the demands of the digital age where we in right now, especially in an African context? See education of LI students. How do you see it evolving to meet the demand?
That is thank you, Sylvester. This is a question that is, I don't know. It's like you're asking the questions that are close to my heart. I believe you have been researching on me a lot. Thank you for that. You see,
Thank you.
when it comes to LIS
Sincerely,
education, I am very,
thank you.
yeah, I'm very passionate about it. And if you listen to a recent presentation that I did for AfLIA, I think it was on reimagining library and information science education for the digital era and social justice era. I actually spoke about this, and this is on YouTube, and our viewers can actually watch it on the AfLIA webpage. Now, Sylvester, in this presentation, I tried to liken the role of the librarian, or the librarian curriculum that we have, to a bridge that time has outgrew. So in this presentation, I was trying to say that, you see, when it comes to LIS curriculum, we need to understand that, yes, we have certain foundational programs or courses that are built by strong minds, or that were built by strong minds. Okay. These programs were good. But you see, Sylvester, there is a need to understand that the travelers that traveled on that journey 50 years ago are not the same as the travelers that are evolving today. You
No.
see, so just like that bridge that I discussed, there is the need for us to ask certain bold questions. We need to ask ourselves as LIS educators how we can build an LIS education that I think remains strong,
Yeah.
flexible, that
Yeah.
is innovative, and deeply grounded in justice and digital resilience. You
Wow.
see, we need to find out how we can ensure that our curriculum actually meets the demands of the digital age. Because you
Mhm.
see, the role of LIS educators go far beyond teaching. It goes far
Yes.
beyond teaching the foundational courses like cataloging rules or impacting isolated skills. We are shaping the future of our profession as educators. And therefore, we will need to recognize that the educators that we have now are not the same as those that we have a few years ago. And therefore, we will need to reimagine as LIS educators to see what the future holds. Because you see, there are so many things that are coming up that are so shocking that if we do not prepare our graduates, if you do not prepare a curriculum that is robust enough for our LIS educators, we'll wake up one day and we'll see that we have trained LIS educators who cannot meet the job market.
That's
Okay.
true, man.
So that said, however, Sylvester, what I would say is that as a lecturer and LIS educator, however, I believe that LIS education is undergoing a necessary and exciting transformation because when you look at the curriculum around Africa, you realize that a lot has been done. Okay. One that is actually reshaping our identity and our purpose and our future. Most LIS curriculum has changed and it has actually they have come on board with certain programs that would build the capacity of the future digital resilient LIS graduates that I think that we would have in the future. So I feel that in the digital age as we are, LIS education is moving from traditional librarianship. We are going into digital knowledge leadership. We are moving from content managers. We are moving into data and what is referred to as this word, technology stewardship. You know, we are moving from passive information providers. We are going to critical thinkers and social justice advocates. And therefore, we will need to
Yeah.
understand that we are not simply training librarians, we are preparing
No.
architects of knowledge. If LIS educators understand this, then we will champion what we are supposed to champion. Because you see, Sylvester,
That's true.
tomorrow's
That's
librarians
true.
must be knowledge strategists. That's what I always say. Tomorrow's librarians must be digital stewards. Tomorrow's librarians must be community advocates, not just custodians of books or the providers of library services. No, we must move beyond that. And therefore, I feel that yes, we are doing so much, but we need to revise our curriculum across Africa so that we would ensure that whatever we have in the curriculum is something that can prepare the librarian to meet this particular digital age and AI era. Thank you, Sylvester. Over to you, Sylvester. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that insightful. I can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly, Sylvester. I can hear you.
Please, can I just ask you one more question that aligns with this? I would like
Okay.
to, if you could just add how you see libraries, because I know you do a lot of work in related to SDGs and climate change communication. So I don't know, especially in developing regions like ours, like in Africa, Ghana, and the Sub-Saharan Africa, which you coordinate for for IFLA. How do you see libraries generally contributing to global goals such and change. Um,
Sylvester, I didn't get that question. Are you asking
okay,
how
I was
I see libraries contributing to the SDGs and climate change?
Yes, because
Ah,
I've seen a lot of work that you also do in that area too. So I would like you to share with us so we know how those of us, especially in the developing regions, can play, what contribution we can make areas.
okay. Thank you very much, Sylvester. As I said, I believe you have done a lot of study about me. So you're asking the questions that actually pinches me. So let me say that I am passionate about how the library's role in achieving the SDGs. But you see, I always say that libraries are not peripheral players in development. That is what society thinks. You see, we are enablers, we are catalysts and partners for
Mm.
sustainable progress. So, whether we are talking
Yes, ma'am.
about SDGs, whether we are talking about climate action, digital inclusion, or anything at all, we must understand that libraries are at the center of social transformation. And therefore, libraries contribute to nearly every SDG, especially SDG 4. There are a lot of works that have
Yes.
been done by libraries on SDGs. SDG 16, I think that is peace, justice, and strong institutions. Sylvester, correct me. Libraries are contributing to that immensely. SDG 3, I think that is good health and well being. SDG 5, good gender equality. SDG 9, SDG 13, which is climate action, which you asked. Libraries are actually contributing to this. Now, Sylvester, let me say that libraries do this by actually providing what I refer to as inclusive access to knowledge. We provide technology, we provide learning spaces, we provide research services and community support. All these services that we provide are actually contributing strongly to the United Nations vision of leaving no one behind. Because as we are providing these
Mm.
services, that is what we are doing. But you see, one, for instance, of IFLA's priority, okay, pillars in libraries and SDGs, and
Yeah.
are in libraries and SDGs when you look at IFLA, okay? So libraries are contributing a lot, but I think the problem is this. I did a paper with one of my students out of a PhD, out of a thesis that I supervised. I think it was an MPhil thesis, Mary Ann. And I think that we were trying to look at academic libraries and the development agenda. And we were finding out the conscious or unconscious level of libraries in supporting the SDGs. And you know, Sylvester, amazing findings. We found out that libraries were actually contributing, but they thought that they were not. They were not unconscious of it. You ask a librarian, please, how are you contributing to climate change? And they say, no, we are not doing anything towards climate change. But you ask them a question that is related to any contribution to climate change. And then they tell you, oh, we are doing it. So we are doing a lot. We discovered something
Yeah.
interesting that I've just told you. So what I feel is that yet we will need to tell our stories. We will need to tell what we do around the SDGs. Okay. Now, climate
Yeah.
change may seem like a science-driven space. You know, when you talk about climate change, people think that, oh, libraries, what are you doing with climate change?
Exactly.
What are
Exactly.
libraries' role in climate change? But you see, it is actually also an information and community engagement crisis. I always say that libraries have a hidden but and should I say a huge or enormous role to play. One, information hubs for climate literacy. Libraries are the people to provide that. We are trusted community
Mhm.
educators. You know, libraries are everywhere. When you come to Africa, we have community libraries. So, where best can
Yes.
we educate our indigenous people about climate change apart from the library?
Other than these
It is the
libraries.
library.
Amazing.
So, as custodians
Yeah.
of knowledge and community anchors, I think that libraries actually protect cultural memory. Libraries amplify climate voices. And we empower communities with actionable knowledge. So you see, for libraries and climate change, we are there. But the same thing also happens here. I remember recently, IFLA HQ sponsored myself as chair and other members of the committee to the African Union Summit in Ethiopia in September, just this September. And we had two side events. And in one of the side events, I think we collaborated with Climate Heritage Network. And we were trying to tell them, I think it was a presentation done by Dr. Butle Mambotata, and we were trying to tell them about the role of climate libraries in climate change. Sylvester, you will be surprised
Yeah.
that those policymakers who were present were shocked. They were surprised that,
Yeah.
wow, could libraries do this? So
Yes.
libraries can actually do this to help us mitigate climate change,
Contribute.
and there are discussions going on. So for me, I think that when it comes to climate change or SDGs or health or anything at all, libraries, we are the center. We are the ones to provide the information. After all, what is it about? It
Beautiful.
is to provide information about whatever crisis is happening. And
Exactly.
we are the providers of this information. We are supposed to repackage this information and give it to people in
Yeah.
a way that they would understand. So I feel we are doing a lot around these two areas, but we need to tell our stories as
Mhm.
librarians so that we will need to advocate, so that
Wow.
policymakers
Wow.
understand that we are also key
Wow.
players in SDGs, key players in climate action or climate change. Thank you, Sylvester.
Wow. Sincerely, this is so full of insight, and I love that you've mentioned here that we need to tell our stories. Dr. Danquah has also mentioned that indeed librarians are already doing things, putting a lot of efforts into global conversations, global issues, like climate change, all these SDGs. And we all play a very important role in this. It's just for us to now start telling our stories and let the world know that our voices matters, and no other way than what we are doing like this right now. So thank you so much, Dr. Dankwa, for giving us this insight. Now I would like to take this conversation into another level. We would want to orient a lot of our participants about IFLA
Hmm.
and what the IFLA stands for, what IFLA is about. I remember when I was in my undergraduate days, that was where we were taught about NLA, that's my Nigerian Library Association. We were taught about WALA, West African Library Association. And then we were taught about IFLA, but we only got to learn about IFLA in writing, in
Ah,
textbooks. And not until I got deep into my career, I started learning about AfLIA and about IFLA. And we are so opportune to have you today because we want to learn a little more about IFLA. But before that, this is the first time we are having two surprise guests in the Librarian Spotlight Africa
ah.
since we started.
Oh,
So I have a message for you. This person is watching right
hmm.
now, but she was excited about this for you. So she did a recording, and in that recording, I'm going to be drawing out some questions for you. So it's a bit almost about 3 minutes. So let's watch this recording and draw some insights. And when we come back, we will talk about IFLA.
Okay.
Warm greetings to you, my colleagues.
Ah,
Greetings from Botswana. It is such a joy to join you today as we celebrate Monica, our new chair of the IFLA Sub-Saharan Africa Regional Division. This is a proud moment, not just for her, but for the entire African library community, and especially for Nigeria. And for me too. Okay, especially for Nigeria.
Ghana.
For me, as the outgoing chair, I know firsthand that this role calls for vision, patience, and a passion for our profession. I'm proud to say to you and to the world that Monica brings all of that and more. She's a bridge builder, a listener, and a leader with a clear sense of purpose. I encourage you, the Nigerian Library family, to stand firmly behind her. And I can commit the rest of Sub-Saharan Africa Regional Division would be either running ahead of you or behind you or sideways, but we will be there together with you in supporting her as she advocates for Africa's voice on the global library stage, driving innovation and inclusion across our institutions, and strengthening collaboration across countries and sectors and people and all levels of the professions, both practicing librarians, studying librarians, teaching librarians, all types of information workers. She'll be strengthening collaboration across all sectors. Let's celebrate Monica's humility, energy, and unwavering commitment to libraries. She represents the spirit of resilience and excellence and defines who we are as Africans. I personally have enjoyed a lot of support from Monica, even at times when I could not deliver on my mandate because of either health reasons or social commitments or other office demanding commitments. I have seen Monica stand up for Africa to be counted.
So, hello, are you there, ma'am?
I'm here. I'm here. That's my chair. That's my immediate past chair, Dr. Ayanda
Okay.
Lebene from Botswana. Thank you for those beautiful words. I was happy seeing her anyway. That's a surprise, Sylvester.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's just one of the surprises we have for you today. But very quickly, let's talk about, because we've seen many of your works, sometimes in webinars, a couple of recordings, but drawing from what she said, can you give us an insight into your role as chair of that the Sub-Saharan section, and your role, especially regarding ensuring collaboration amongst African librarians and ensuring that African librarians' voices are heard, and that our efforts and contributions get significance in the global stage. Could you please share with us briefly before I ask you a question about IFLA?
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to tell you about IFLA because I was so
Please
happy
just
you
go
asked
ahead.
me.
Please just go ahead. When you tell us, please tell us about IFLA.
Yeah, I was happy when you asked me about IFLA. That is very great because IFLA is a name that should be on the lips, a household name for every librarian globally.
Yes.
So let me say that for the benefit of those who have joined us, IFLA is simply the International Federation of Library Association and Institutions. Now, this implies that IFLA is just the global voice for librarians, across the globe. So the federation is actually an independent one. It is an international one. It is non-governmental. It is not for profit. And it is there to advance the interest of library and information associations. Let me just briefly mention that it is not a young federation. It was formed in 1927, and IFLA will be 100 years very soon. We'll be celebrating our 100 years in London, UK, when we have our Congress next 2 years, but the next Congress is going to be in Korea. And I'm actually asking all Liberians to sign up and join us in Korea. Now, when we talk about IFLA, IFLA actually does a lot of things. As I said, it's the global voice for Liberians, and it is very good for us all as Liberians to become members of IFLA. There are so many benefits that I can talk about here, but I will mention that if you become a member of IFLA, I told you about how I have actually juggled through all this collaboration. IFLA
Yeah.
offers that to you free of charge. Networking, IFLA offers it to you because you see, IFLA actually has a very huge membership across the globe. So it means that if you are a member, you are actually selling yourself to all members across the globe. You see, for you to be recognized, you need to be recognized. So I will urge everybody or associations or institutions who are not members of IFLA to actually join in with us on this particular interesting journey. When it comes to membership, we have IFLA has association membership, so national associations can be members, international associations can be members, and then we also have institutional associations, and we even have individual membership. So as an
Membership.
individual, a student or a graduate or a non-salaried person, you can go in and join as an IFLA member. Now, how do you do that? Just go to the IFLA website. Just type IFLA. Just go to Google and type IFLA, or you can just type ifla.org, and then it takes you there. So just a little bit about IFLA there. Now, Sylvester, you asked me about my role as chair of IFLA Sub-Saharan Africa and how, if I got you right, how we are trying to ensure that the voices of African
Voices.
libraries are
Yeah.
heard. That's a very good one. Sylvester, serving as chair of IFLA Sub-Saharan African Regional Division, I believe is an honor and a responsibility that I hold with great humility and commitment as well. My vision for the region is not far from the vision that has existed over the past years, and especially the vision that was outlined by the previous chair and the committee whom we just heard from, Dr. Ayanda Lebene. But you
Yes.
see, the vision of IFLA Sub-Saharan Africa cannot be far from the vision of the IFLA itself. So our vision is actually rooted in the IFLA global strategy. And when you go online to the IFLA website, you find this global strategy. And our vision is also rooted in the fact that we want to share aspirations of libraries across Africa. So we are Sub-Saharan Africa. So Sub-Saharan Africa, you are part of us. Okay, so we want to build knowledge societies that are very inclusive. We want to build societies that are innovative. We want to build societies that are resilient and globally visible. So my vision, together with my committee that we have now, a 20-member committee that are across Africa, is
Yeah.
actually strengthen an African library and what I will call an information environment that is equitable. We want an environment that is digitally empowered. We want an
Wow.
environment that is socially just and professionally
Amazing.
strong. And we are doing
Amazing.
this by going through the IFLA strategy and by doing a lot of things. Let me mention just a few of them. We have capacity building and leadership development as a committee. Okay, so there are a lot of trainings. Okay, we organize a lot of trainings, we organize a lot of capacity building and etc. for our members on the continent. Okay, and then we help build library associations as well. Okay, so recently, for instance, we are helping to build some library associations in Ethiopia and etc. And we are
Yeah.
even going to have a webinar as well on climate change, and which is going to
Wow.
be done by Dr. Mambo Tata just November 13th. And we've had a number of workshops in the past years as well. Now we are also rooted in advocacy and policy influence. So we are working to ensure that libraries actually are recognized as essential actors in national development. We just don't want to be there. As I always say, librarianship is political. So if you're a librarian and you think that, oh, for us, as for us, we are librarians, we don't want trouble. We want to sit in our corner and man our books. No, librarianship is political. So we would need to influence policy. We would need to advocate.
Yes.
Okay. And
Exactly.
through advocacy, we will need to also find out, we will need to have a lot of research on various areas that are very dear to the community so that we can actually
Yeah.
have our voices being heard. Because when we are not relevant to our communities, they also don't see us at all. So that is one area that we also look at. And then we also look at regional collaboration and visibility. Okay, so we collaborate. Okay, we want to make sure that African strength is in its diversity and collective intelligence. We want to make sure that we are promoting stronger collaboration among library associations. That is why I said when we find out that there's a country within Sub-Saharan Africa, for instance, whose library association is not actually active or they don't have a library association, we try to go in there to help them build a strong library association by actually linking them up with various countries in the region who have actually succeeded as far as building library associations is concerned. For instance, Liesa from South Africa. We know the NLA is
Yeah.
also doing well, the Ghana Library Association, among others. So we help others to collaborate to build very, very strong library associations. We also promote
Amazing.
inclusion, equity, and access. And Sylvester, I can mention 1 million, but I'm saying that, of course, there is still much to be done. Okay.
Of course.
But the momentum is strong. We have a very strong momentum. I have a very strong committee, very dedicated committee. I wish you can allow me to mention their names, but when I have mentors,
Most
that
likely, most likely we'll talk about those names at the end. Yeah.
we are actually making sure that we move librarianship on the continent forward, and I'm confident that the Sub-Saharan African library sector will continue to rise, will continue to
Amazing.
innovate, will continue to take it to the rightful place that we have to be in the global
Thank
space.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are now bringing this program gradually to an end. And usually we entertain questions from our viewers. There are a lot of people here. I don't know if I mentioned some of the names. I know you heard some of them. Some from Germany, Botswana, Kenya. A lot of people have been congratulating you in the comment section. I've tried to not be very distracted by them. But there's a question from somebody I want to read out for your consideration. The screen couldn't take the whole question. It's from Fotola. It says, I was applying a scholarship, that's Masters of Research, at Adelade University, and I drafted my research title as public public and I drafted my research title as Public Healthcare Education and Promotion Case of Three Giant Facilities, Central Hospitals. After I submit the response, was I don't have enough knowledge on public healthcare education and promotion. So, as Dr. Monica, having mentioned SDG 4, this is in relation to SDG 4 question and the person's interest in health. It says, having mentioned SDG 4, personal and health care for all, I must ask here, was I wrong as a librarian to prompt public health education and promotion initiatives? Ma, do you understand this question? I know
I
it's
understand the
long.
question perfectly. I am in
Please just
academia. Yeah, I am in academia, so I understand what she's saying. You see,
okay.
my dear, I understand you perfectly. And I understand why they said you don't have enough knowledge about that. You see, one of the mistakes that we do as librarians is that we rush into research in other areas without linking that research in that area to our profession. So you see, you can do any research. As for me, I always say that librarianship, we are everywhere. As a librarian, I can do a research in archaeology. So you find me presenting papers in archaeology. You find me presenting papers in communication studies. You find me presenting papers in digital health for pregnant women. For instance, I have a very beautiful paper on digital health services for pregnant women. So I'm looking at how we can help the pregnant woman to deliver safely from day one to the end. Somebody will ask, how does this concern a librarian? It will only concern a librarian if I bring in the librarian bits. So you see, you were trying to talk about public health. That's a fantastic topic.
Yeah.
But if you were doing this in the field of librarianship, then the good question is, how does the library contribute to this public health initiative that you're bringing up? Because you see, anytime you pick a topic as a librarian, you should realize that that topic can be done by another department. So the first question is this topic a topic that can be done by somebody in public health? If yes, then what is your role as a librarian in that field? That is the only way you can do it beautifully, and then you can be accepted. Other than that, if you are not rooted in that discipline, any other faculty member in there will tell you your qualification or you don't have the right requisites, the requisite skills or the knowledge to research in this area. But if you had said you want to look at the role of libraries, or you want to look at how libraries can be embedded or contribute to public health or whatever initiatives, then they see you from the library side bringing in another perspective into the area. Okay, so if I understand you well, maybe that is what happened. But try as much as you can, if you are a librarian or an information professional who is researching in any area. I always say, dare to go into any area as a librarian. We are everywhere. We are from archaeology to zoology. But when you are daring to go into the area, dare to go in there with your knowledge in the field and show the intersection between that field and librarianship.
All right. Thank you so much.
I hope it makes sense to her.
Yeah,
Thank
yes, it makes sense to me too, and I believe it also makes sense to the person who asked that question. Doc, we have just two set of questions remaining, and after these two set of questions, we will invite another surprise guest who will help us announce Dr. Danquah as Librarian of the Month and present a certificate in that regard. So, but before the surprise guest comes up, in fact, I think there are two. There's about three of them right now. So, but before they come up, let's quickly wrap up this session with this set of questions, because we're talking about academia now, and you are the editor of the Ghana Library Journal. You are one of the persons to give insights in research, and we will trust what you say. From conversations I've had with you, I've seen how passionate you are about scholarly communication. So I will ask a question that is pregnant. So what defines meaningful research to you, especially in today's world where we have AI tools that can now generate research outputs in a matter of minutes, right? So as someone who's an editor who sees a lot of papers, what do you think, this is the other part of the question now, what do you think reviewers look out for in scholarly communications? So, and what is meaningful research? So this is my question, Doc.
Thank you very much, Sylvester. This is a pregnant question. Let me try to answer it. Now, as someone who is deeply passionate, as you said, about scholarly communication, I think that I believe that meaningful research in today's world goes beyond simply producing publications or following research trends. You see, we are living in a time, as you mentioned, where AI can generate text. AI can summarize articles for you. It can even produce a whole research idea. So the true value of research to me is no longer in just producing words as we do. It lies in purpose, Sylvester. It lies in originality. It lies in impact that the research is actually making. So for me, meaningful research is research, how will I define it? That answers real problems. Research that speaks to real people. Research that contributes to knowledge in a way that improves lives. It should reflect curiosity. It should reflect critical thinking and sincere commitment to actually expanding understanding, not just fulfilling academic requirements as we do. AI is a powerful tool, as you mentioned, Sylvester. And from the presentations that we had at Open Access, I believe you mentioned that it shouldn't be artificial intelligence, it should be African intelligence. It is true. You see, it can speed up data analysis within a twinkle of an eye. But you see, I believe that AI cannot, however, replace judgments. It cannot replace our culture as Africans. It cannot replace our values. Okay, it cannot replace our lived experiences as well as our academic integrity. Therefore, meaningful research will require a human mind, okay, that understands the context. It will require a human mind, especially in Africa, where knowledge is tied to culture and history, where knowledge is tied to community. So when you're doing research, you need to understand that yes, AI can assist us, but it cannot feel. AI doesn't feel anything. So if I'm reading your paper and the paper is about something that that should benefit me, then I should feel it. You know, AI doesn't empathize. AI doesn't challenge injustice. AI doesn't dream like
No,
humans do. So
no.
original research will do that for us. Now, let me mention that research, meaningful research is also something that I term as inclusive because it amplifies voices that have been historically silenced. And this AI cannot do. So we need to
No.
understand that we have to celebrate our indigenous knowledge. And to do that, we need to conduct meaningful research. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is that, Sylvester, AI can accelerate research, yes, but it cannot replace purpose, it cannot replace judgment, it cannot replace cultural intelligence and academic integrity. So we will need to conduct meaningful research, but not research that we are just gathering just for academic requirements.
Thank you
Now,
so
let me go to your second question and try to answer. This one I need to answer
Okay.
because I'm editor in
Okay.
chief of a journal. Okay. Now, you see, as editor in chief of the Ghana Library Journal, which I cherish so much, I always say that publishing is not just about writing. You know, it is about communicating knowledge responsibly. It is about communicating knowledge clearly. It is about a way that actually adds truth to meaning. So when editors and reviewers actually assess manuscripts, we don't look out, we look out for clarity. We look out for originality, how original the work is. We look out for ethical scholarship, you know, we look out for relevance. But you see, one thing I've always said is that content alone does not guarantee a good paper, but the structure. So you will need to understand that it is important, okay, for you to know how the structure of a good research work also should be when you are publishing. It is something that you have to take note of because the structure must be logical, okay? The writing must be clear, and the methodology that you are using must also be solid. So even
Yeah.
very good research, I've witnessed very good research that can be weakened if it is not well organized or clearly explained. So good academic writing itself does not necessarily mean that you are using complex language and jargons, and therefore you say, oh, this paper, the way I've written the English and all that, I think that the editor should publish it. No, it means communicating ideas, okay, in a very simple and coherent manner. So a way that would engage people. So if you're not doing that and contributing to knowledge, then it means you are not doing anything. Now, one thing that I also need to mention is that you will need not to overlook the journal's guidelines. It is very important when you are publishing
Yeah.
because every journal has specific requirements and you want to publish in that journal and they tell you do not write more than 1,200, and then you say, for me, I have 3,000 words, whether you like it or not, I will send. They will
Yes.
also reject it, you see.
Of course.
So so you need to check all these, check their formatting style, read about the journal, and know whether the
Like,
context in which you are writing actually fits into the aims and purpose and objectives of the journal. Then Beyond all these technicalities, what truly stands out to editors, if I put myself into editor's shoes, is actually critical thinking and authenticity. Okay. It's because you see, we have AI today that can actually publish language and help you structure everything, but they cannot replace true scholarship. So they cannot provide original thoughts. So we want to see the originality in the paper. Okay, so the paper that simply summarizes others' ideas like an annotated bibliography is not a good paper. Yes, literature reviews are allowed, scoping reviews are allowed, systematic and reviews are allowed, meta-analysis are allowed, but you need to do it in a way that follows the methodology that are set up to actually qualify for these reviews. Okay, and of course, ethical practice is also essential. Okay, you have to just be honest. Okay, when you are writing publications. Now, Sylvester, let me mention the final one, which I think actually sometimes demotivate us to publish. That is rejection. Rejection is part of academic journey. So my colleagues and my young ones who are now writing publications, you come out from you come out with your MPhil thesis or your MA, and you feel you've written a very good thesis, you tease it out, you send it to a journal, they don't even wait for 5 seconds and they reject it. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. Rejection doesn't mean failure. It doesn't mean anything. It simply means refinement. And for me, instead of feeling discouraged, I encourage you to read reviewers' comments carefully. See them as mentorship, free mentorship, somebody doing free service for you, and then submit the paper back to them or to another journal. Submit it until it is accepted. Good once you have something that you
Thank
have
you.
written that is good. You know, sometimes we feel that it is because we have not published before, that is why they are rejecting us. No. As I sit here as editor in chief, I write papers and I get rejected. Just yesterday, I got 2 papers that were rejected by a journal. You see? So just like doctors who take care of us when we are sick, they also get sick and they go to the hospital. So you will get rejected. It's part of it. So my ultimate advice to everyone when it comes to rejection is, do not let rejection discourage you from writing papers. Paper writing or
Exactly.
publication article writing is a skill. And just like any other
Yeah.
skill, it needs constant practice. And anytime you are rejected, do not feel bad. See it as something that you would need to move on to the next level. And finally,
Thank you.
anytime you
Thank you.
want to send out a paper, okay, thank you very much, Sylvester. Thank you.
Thank you. So let me help you with that finally. Finally, looking back at your career, if you were to describe your journey in 3 words, what would those 3 words
Ah,
be? And I mean, as someone who inspires and mentors a lot of young people, just you could just add up what you would encourage them, being your final words before we invite the surprise guest.
okay. So, Sylvester, you want me to describe myself in 3 words? I didn't get your.
Yes, and then
Uh-huh.
give your final words to perhaps class, careers, librarians who are here. Just a
Okay.
final word.
Okay. Okay. So, Sylvester, if I want to define myself in 3 words, I would use the word purposeful, transformative, and inspired. So purposeful, transformative, and inspired. I think these are the 3 words. And then to you said to my young librarians. Okay. So to every young librarian and information professional listening to me today, believe deeply in the power of your voice and in the value of your profession. Librarianship is not just about books and buildings, it is about people, it is about knowledge, it is about empowerment, and nation building. So you are stepping into a field that touches lives. You have stepped into a field that shapes minds, that preserves our heritage and drives development. So I want you to build your skills continuously. Do not underestimate your role. You are not simply keeping libraries open, you are opening doors for societies. So walk proudly in this profession because librarianship is your platform for impact, and the world is waiting for your very big and innovative contributions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I don't know if anyone can hear me out there, which I trust that you hear me now. Please, can you just clap your digital hands for Dr. Monica for sharing all these insightful information with us today? She has talked about meaningful research. She has talked about the 4 Ps. She has enlightened us on what IFLA is all about. She has literally taken us through her journey from her undergraduate days till right now. Thank you so much for all you've shared with us here today. Now, I don't know. I'm looking at the comment section. Somebody said a question is pregnant and crying. I don't know what that comment is, but I'll come to it later. But somebody here says, wow, a new knowledge today. Thank you, Doc. As a librarian, I can navigate in other disciplines, bringing in my profession to theirs. And I see a lot of wonderful highlights of all the tips you've shared here today. Content alone does not guarantee a good paper. Critical thinking and authenticity. AI cannot provide original thoughts. These are just nuggets from everything you've said. And Merit, by the way, is also a member of our team, and she's doing so well in highlighting some of all these in the comment section. And I see some people, I see Dr. Okeke clapping her hands and other people celebrating you. Even Madam Folashade is here also saying, well done. And now I would like to quickly invite our surprise guest. We have one of them here. So she's going to come and she will present this wonderful certificate I'm about to show on the screen to Dr. Danquah. While I know my team member is helping me get the other surprise guest, he or she is coming. While he or she is coming, Dr. Danquah, can I ask, Ghana is known for its rich culture. What's one Ghanaian dish that you recommend to every time visitor to Ghana, or somebody like me who wishes to be in Ghana soon?
Okay, so I would recommend the popular one that I like, and
Oh,
it is called gobe. Okay, so this is beans with cassava flakes, garnished with ripe plantain, green pepper sauce, egg, and avocado. So if you come to Ghana, try the Ghanaian gobe. It's very nice.
all right, the Ghanaian Gobe. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, so I hope when I come to Ghana, I'll also try the Ghana jollof rice. I've heard a lot about that too. So, tada! Here's your first surprise guest here, the person of Dr. Oyelude from Nigeria.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice meeting you again within a week,
Yeah.
even online. Congratulations for being the guest of the. It's my honor to present the certificate to you. I'm sure Sylvester will be putting it up there so that I can do
Yes,
the honors properly.
yes. The certificate is
You know,
now on
nobody
the
mentioned that she
screen.
knows how to dance. Nobody mentioned that Monica knows how to dance.
Wow.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, we are presenting this certificate honoring you as the Librarian of the Month, Dr. Monica Mensa Danquah. It is in recognition of your exemplary achievements and exceptional contributions to education, community development, and libraries, which has carried widespread admiration. Congratulations. I mean, the applause is deafening. I can hear it from the whole world, from every continent. We are saying congratulations. And yes, everybody, we are honoring our October Librarian of the Month. Congrats once again, Monica.
Of the month.
It's,
Yes, that's it. Congratulations, Doctor.
round of
Thank
applause. Yes,
you. Thank you, Doctor.
accolades are going on there. Let me put it up. Congrats again. Well,
Congratulations, Dr. Danquah.
Thank you.
Congrats. The comment section is on fire. Dr. Wamfor is saying it's a fantastic presentation. Thank you for everything. Everybody's clapping over here. Vivian is clapping and congratulating you. So, Doc, thank you so much. We are proud of you.
Yeah, Sylvester. I thought you were going to give me an opportunity to appreciate.
Dr. Oyelude, are you saying something?
It's me.
no, not really. She wants to say something. Let's hear it.
Okay, Sylvester, can I go ahead? I can hear Sylvester.
It looks like there's a slight glitch.
Yeah.
I think you can go ahead. He may not hear you, but
Okay. So Sylvester, you're not hearing me, but I just wanted to say thank you to the organizers. Okay, Sylvester, you're live now, right?
please go ahead, Monica.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who is here, and also to say thank you to the organizers of this award. I am very grateful. Thank you to all those who nominated me. But I must also say thank you very much to my family, my husband, Mr. Franklin Owusu Danquah, and my children, Lawrence Mensah Bonsu Danquah, Jason Otinye J. Danquah, and then Estelle Jima Ejewa Danquah. Let me also say a big thank you to my mother. You know, Sylvester, my mom has been my anchor to where I am today. And I know she's watching. So if you're watching, Madame Ekie Jewa in Germany, thank you so much for all the beautiful things that you have done for me. You have really grown a very strong and resilient woman. And I thank you for everything that you have done, from taking care of us and everything, being a mother and a father, and bringing us up to this level. Thank you very much. Thank you also to all my siblings, Julia, Rose, Agnes. Thank you to all the little ones in my family who have allowed me to always, and have always been my cheerleaders, to Rihanna, to Michael, to what is it called? Lisa. Thank you to all of them. Let me come back to my faculty and say thank you to all my faculty members, especially my former HOD, Dr. Ebenezer Ankara, for seeing me and bringing me back to the department to come and lecture, and to my current HOD, Professor Philip Kankam. Thank you to my mentor, Professor Perpetua Dazi. I have a long list, but I would just want to say thank you to everyone, Professor Lemina. Thank you to those that I work with administratively in my hall master, Dr. Atu Yangson. Thank you, everyone. Abba Anaman, my mentee, thank you. Thank you to everyone, all my friends, all my colleagues, and more especially, thank you to you, Sylvester, and your team. Thank you to you, Doc, for presenting to me this beautiful certificate. And then thank you to everyone across Africa. Thank you to the Sub-Saharan Africa. Thank you to IFLA for the great honor done me. I know that IFLA has put me in the light for you to see me and to bring me here. Thank you to Ghana. Thank you to my University of Ghana, to my Vice Chancellor who has actually empowered women in my university, and I am one of them, Professor Nana Abba Amfo, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. Thank you, everybody. I can't mention all the names, but Sylvester, thank you mostly to you and your team for everything. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. If I didn't mention anybody's name, just know that you are part of the list. Thank you.
So you heard it. If you didn't hear your name, just know perhaps you're the one who missed it. Your name is on the list, but you did not hear the name. So thank you, Dr. Yelude. I cannot thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Can you hear me? All right. Currently, I'm receiving a call from Dr. Florence Plucky. She's so much wants to join us right now, but I think she's experiencing some internet challenges, and that's why she's not able to join us. She was supposed to join Dr. Yelude to give you the surprise today. So on behalf of Dr. Florence, I want to say thank you so much and congratulations. On behalf of Dr. Yelude and the former IFLA chair, I also want to say thank you so much and congratulations. We hope that this encourages you to do more for the LIS community. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thank you. Thank you for coming and thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
Yes. So now that we have come to the end of this show, I see everybody. The congratulations are in. Congratulations, my daughter. I think your mom is here.
That's my mom. That's my mom. That's my mom.
Congratulations,
hello, mommy.
I really love you. And you always make me proud. God is our strength and has seen us through. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. I don't know. Can you hear Dr. Florence's voice?
Yes. Hello,
Yeah.
Can you hear her? She's on the phone.
I can hear Florence. I can hear Dr. Florence Plucky's voice. Yes.
Oh, sorry, no. So I think I was using a different phone, phone to call the dogs. You know that you always say you admire me, but what you don't know is I admire you most. Things that you were at Farm Library. You remember, as a head of cataloging department, that was the first time I met you. And I've been following you shadow following your days. Then you moved to information studies department. And what you've been doing, the impact you've been making. Sometimes I also look at it and say, this lady, she's all over. AfLIA, AfLIA, GNA, Kali, and especially your transformation to the Ghana Library Journal. You know, eventually it was dead, but you resurrected it. And it's now one brand journal that we can post off as Ghana Library Association.
Thank you.
Your work is really recommendable. Congratulations to you, Dr. Mensah.
Thank you.
We are
Thank you.
Thank you.
proud of
Thank you. Sylvester, thank you. I think I can also see my auntie from London on the line. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
Auntie Veronica. Thank you very much, Auntie Veronica.
Wow.
That's my auntie from London for joining. Thank you. And I also saw my stepdad also on the line. I call him the young man. Thank you, Daddy and Kobia, for joining. Thank you to my family. They are very supportive. Yes, they support me a lot. Yes.
Yeah. Family for me, I also believe that family is everything. Family is everything, and I'm really glad to hear that they are all here to support you. So having said this, I would like to appreciate everyone who has joined us today. Thank you for your time. And next time it will be another country. It could be your country. It could be Nigeria, but every month we go to a different country and then we spotlight librarians who are making waves. And this is intended to amplify their impact to inspire positive change in Africa. So once again, I would like to say good night. But before I say good night, I'm just going to put this QR code on the screen for us. If there's any way you'd like to support our mission, what we do well to scan the QR code you see on the screen, and also do well to fill our evaluation form. Thank you so much, Dr. Danquah. Dr. Oyelude, can I say bye at this point?
Yes, bye-bye. Thank you all. Thank you very much. And I believe I have a mentee now. My mentee, please send me an email and I'll love to mentor you, okay?
All right, please just do well. In the comment section, I'll put her full names in the comment section so that you can reach out to her on LinkedIn and also send her private messages. Thank you so much,
Sylvester.
everybody.
Thank you, Doc. Bye-bye to my entire family. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.